I am so excited. I am so excited. I am so excited. I'm so excited for today's video, y'all, because you know what? I reached out to your favorite YouTubers. Yes, your favorite YouTubers, your favorite content creators, your favorite influencers, whatever you want to call them. I reached out to them and I asked them to share their favorite product with me today. But not only did I ask them to share their favorite beauty and makeup products, I asked them to record a video telling me what their favorite product is. So that's what we're gonna do today. If you're new, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, if you wanna see a full face of your favorite content creators, favorite makeup videos, this is the place for you. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Before we jump into the makeup and I start with you barefaced, I do want to let you know a little bit of the inspiration behind this video. I created a video a year ago where I did a full face of influencers' favorite makeup products. I will have that listed down below. And my initial thought was to reach out to different content creators. These are different content creators than the people that I asked last time. So all new faces here, but as I was reaching out to some of my girlfriends, Kaki from Kaki Reviews Beauty brought to me the video that Amanda Z did a few years ago, where she did the same style of video. She reached out to content creators, asked their favorite beauty and makeup products, but Kaki mentioned that Amanda actually had the people that she talked to send in videos to use in her video. So of course, I was like, let me check this out. Went immediately to Amanda's video, which will be linked down below. Definitely check that out. And Kaki was right. That was such a cute video. It was such a cute idea. It turned out so amazing that I thought, you know what? Kaki, you're onto something here. So thank you, Amanda, for being so creative and coming up with that video. And thank you to Kaki for bringing that to my attention. Because of these two wonderful ladies, this video here today exists. And I also want to give a huge shout out to every single one of the creators who not only was so excited and willing to participate, but who took the time to film these clips for me to insert into my video. So thank y'all so much for being a part of this video. This is our video. This is not my video. This is our video. I am excited to see how it turns out, so let's go ahead and jump in. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to transform this face here. And first up is my friend Leah Janae. I got to meet her when I went to the Creators and Friends trip in Charleston last year. We were roomies together. She is such a joy. I absolutely love her to pieces. So let's go ahead and see what she has to recommend.
This primer's pretty new, but I can't stop wearing it since I got it, and I think you're gonna like it too. It's the new One Size Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer. I have oily skin and I was a little nervous to try this because super glowy doesn't go well for me. I know you have a little bit more dry skin, but I think this works for pretty much any skin type. It has a slightly tacky feel, but it's not to the level of the e.l.f. Power Grip or anything like that. So it's not crazy sticky, but it still grips my makeup on all day. And somehow, like, every foundation I put over top of this always looks airbrushed. I don't know what it is. This gives me the perfect hydrated base, and I hope that you're going to love it just as much as I do.
I did pick up the One Size Secure the Glow Primer during the Sephora VIB sale. I'm super, super excited to try it out. I have not tried it out yet. As Leah mentioned in the video, she has oily skin. I have dry skin. So I'm excited to see how this wears, what I think of it. This can be found at Sephora for $36. This is said to be good for dryness and long wearing. It's hydrating, it has hyaluronic acid. It's supposed to boost radiance, giving a smoother makeup application for a glowy look all day. I love the sound of that. The tackiness is what's going to make it stick, make your makeup long lasting, make it stay. But I also, with dry skin, like, need some hydration. So I just took about 2 pumps. I'm going to press it into my skin. I can say it does look hydrating right off the bat. It feels good. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I love the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops. Like, those are my favorite. They're my go-to. This feels hydrating like the Glow Recipe. It also feels like it's sinking into my skin, so I can see why my oily skinned friends love this, because I'm feeling the hydration, I'm feeling the boost, I'm seeing a little bit of the glow, but also it doesn't feel like it's sitting on my skin. It does say that it's a tacky primer. When I'm pressing on my skin, Like I can feel a tiny bit of tack, but it's not uncomfortable. Like my fingers are not sticking to my face, but it feels like it's gonna grip my makeup, but I'm still able to run my fingers smoothly along my face. So first impression, I am impressed. It feels hydrated. I have a little bit of glow to my skin. Let's go ahead and jump into foundation. And for foundation, I reached out to my beautiful friend, Khaki. I also met Khaki on the Charleston trip. We bonded over food. We bonded over being moms and food, and I love Khaki. She is just, I think she's hilarious, but she's also very down to earth, and when we do talk, we have like real conversations. We definitely talk about our kids a lot, but she is just a joy. I'm so thankful for her friendship. She also is the reason why I'm doing the video this way. When I reached out to her and said that I wanted to do like a full face of YouTuber favorites, she was the one that told me about Amanda's original video. So shout out to Khaki. Let's jump in and see what foundation she's gonna recommend.
Kelly, my love, you've asked a recommendation on foundation and I have one for you here. This is probably the biggest crowd pleaser in my entire makeup collection, which you know is huge. So this is the Fenty Eavesdrop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick. I have never had an issue wearing this. Like it has gone with every single face of makeup I've ever tried to wear it with. It is really beautiful and hydrating, but also really long wearing, fantastic shade range, one of the most affordable foundations in my collection. I can't say enough about it, so I hope you like it.
I did actually already have this foundation in my arsenal. This Fenty Stick Foundation is $36. You can find it at Sephora. I am in the shade 3. And like I mentioned, I did a whole video on this, reviewing this product, so I will list that down below. But if you are a dry-skinned gal and you are in the market for a stick foundation, I think this is a great one. I've definitely struggled to find stick foundations that I feel like are hydrating and dewy and comfortable. A lot of the stick foundations that I've used in the past have not been comfortable on the skin. They've clung to dry patches, they've been a little bit uncomfortable to wear, a little bit more drying, but I think this one is great. It does give me more of like a lighter coverage, I would say. I wouldn't even say medium. You can build it up in some areas, but it does give me a lighter coverage. It is comfortable to wear. I don't feel any like dryness or tightness on the skin, which I appreciate, and I actually think that this is going to be a great travel foundation for me. I did take this to New Orleans when I met up with Heather Austin and her family, and we did Mardi Gras there. This is the only foundation that I brought. It was new to me at the time, so it was pretty gutsy because it was the only foundation that I brought, but I mean, it held up in that New Orleans swamp, y'all, okay? Granted, dry skin, right? So I don't typically have an issue with longevity, but it held up in that swamp. It was not uncomfortable. I feel like this shade match is wonderful for me. I mean, look at it. Like this is just one swipe. It blends out so easily. I prefer to use a sponge. You could use a brush if you wanted to, but you can see what I'm saying. Like it looks like my skin. It's giving me like light coverage. You can see my freckles underneath, but it also looks like my skin, but more evened out, right? So I'm a huge fan. I'll just show you what if I like do one more little application where I have some larger pores and some redness because, you know, natural redhead, so I do have some redness. I can kind of build up and give myself a little bit more coverage, but I really do love the ease of application. I love how comfortable it feels. I love that it doesn't accentuate dryness, and more than anything, I love that it looks like my skin. You will notice that my brows are on. Brows are like a personal journey, I feel like. Everyone has a different style for their brows, a different way that they like their brows to be. And frankly, at the end of the day, I don't think brows are very exciting. So I did not reach out to a friend and ask them about their brow products. I just used my staples. So next up, we are going to jump into a concealer recommendation from none other than the beautiful Nicole Fisher. I got to meet her at the Creators and Friends holiday party. She was so kind and sweet. I wish we got to spend more time together, but she has been a friend that we have, you know, continued our conversations on Instagram and gotten to know each other a little bit more, and I just think she's a beautiful ray of sunshine. So let's hear what she has to say.
Kelly, thank you so much for including me in such a fun video idea. I'm super excited to see everyone's recommendations. My personal recommendation for this is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I have honestly fallen in love with this product. Not only do I use it as a concealer on top of my foundation, I even found, like today's look, I ended up putting it underneath my foundation because it is such a seamless, really blendable, creamy formula. It can go any type of way you need it to, and today that's the look I was going for. But I've even just used this on days that I just need that extra oomph, but I don't want to do a full face of makeup. I've actually used this all over my face as my foundation essentially, or just that nice bit of coverage that just looks seamless and beautiful all over the skin, helps everything look super even toned without being cakey or overwhelming or even looking like I have a bunch of makeup on. I really hope you loved this recommendation.
So Nicole mentioned the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, and this is one that I already had in my collection. I have the shade N4. I've tried this out recently, and I definitely have some thoughts. I struggle with dry under eyes. I struggle with some eczema underneath my eyes, so I am a little bit picky about my concealers. This one is $30 on the Natasha Denona website. I am a Natasha Denona affiliate. You can save 15% off of a one-time purchase with the code KBella. This concealer here, I will say, it does give you a little bit more coverage than some of the other concealers that I have, but not too full coverage. I will say it is a little bit thicker. It's not quite like a thin serum-y texture, but it does give you a hydrating feel. You can see there's a little bit of glow and luminosity, so it's not going to be a flat matte. I feel like if you struggle with dryness or dry looking under eyes, this does give you a nice sheen. However, I will say when I was struggling with some eczema underneath my eyes and I had actual flaky skin, this did cling to it a little bit more than some of my other concealers. But when I have smooth under eyes, and I mean smooth like no texture, not like wrinkles, when I have smooth under eyes, this does really look beautiful underneath my eyes. It is hydrating. I feel like a little bit goes a long way. I just kind of put it where I have some darkness. I'll let it sit for a minute and then blend it out with a sponge. I like to use a damp sponge as opposed to a brush because, again, struggling with dryness and eczema, any extra bit of hydration I can get, I will take. I will take it. But you can see here as I'm blending it out, it gives you coverage. It gives you great coverage, like it's covering up my dark under eye circles that I have. It blends out nice and seamlessly and smooth. I really love the doe foot applicator. I think the applicator is amazing. It holds on to product well, and the product really is nice at giving me a little subtle hint of hydration underneath the eyes without like bright sparkles and glitter and shimmer, nothing like that. It really does blend out seamlessly and smooth, and it is very comfortable underneath the eyes. I would definitely say I do enjoy it. Again, not on the days when I have dry, flaky under eyes and texture, but on a day today when that's not the case, it's hydrating, it's beautiful, and it really does the trick at covering up those dark under eye circles. Now that concealer is done, I am ready to set my under eyes. So let's go ahead and jump into a recommendation from Betty Jean, or Batty Bean, here on YouTube. She is one that I have not had the pleasure of meeting in person. I would love to meet Betty Jean one day. She is so kind, and anytime I have spoken to her on Instagram, she's so kind, she's so down to earth, and she's so creative. That is one reason why I love Betty Jean's channel, is she's so creative. She has a lot of indie makeup, and so she'll do these bright, colorful looks, and she's just so artistic. I love, love, love watching her apply makeup. She is absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and see what she has to recommend.
Hi, Kelly. My pick for you is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Loose Setting Powder. It's my favorite. It's just so finely milled and it looks so pretty on the skin and gives you such a nice radiance without you looking cakey. It is just chef's kiss.
So this is a new product to me. I did not have this in my collection. I went out and picked it up from Ulta. It is $8, and they do have 3 different shades. They have a light shade, they have a light pink shade, and then they also have a medium shade. So I actually picked up the light pink since light pink seems to be like all the rave right now. I do like e.l.f. products. I haven't tried a ton of them lately. I tend to be a little bit bougie. Oh, there's like a nice plastic peel off sticker here. Okay, the amount of time it has taken me with these claws to peel this sticker off, and I just ripped the sticker in half too. So there's that. Okay, we finally got the sticker finally got the sticker off. So what I'm gonna do is pour a little bit into the cap here. I am excited to try this out. I do like that there's like a little twisty turn thing there where you can get a little bit of powder. It does tell you to pour it into the cap. So that's what I'm gonna do. But then I'm also going to turn this to close it again so that I don't get powder everywhere. That'll make it nice when you travel. You don't have to worry about getting powder everywhere. Now I'm just going to make sure we don't get any creasing. I do have fine lines and wrinkles underneath my eye, so I have some in the cap here. And I'm just gonna take the back of my sponge and press it underneath the eye. I do not set my whole face. If I did set my whole face, I would probably have gotten the light and not the light pink. But you know, everybody has been into a light pink setting powder lately. I will say I like the fact that this is $8 because as someone who doesn't powder their whole entire face, powder lasts me forever. So $8 really is going to go a long way here. It feels nice and finely milled. I don't see any like specks of glitter, no shimmer, nothing like that, but it hasn't given me a flat matte and made it look dull. I like to take a little bit of powder as well and put it on my forehead because I do get some fine lines and wrinkles there. This powder does not feel drying. Now I'll have to see how it does throughout the day, but it doesn't feel drying. It feels comfortable. I like that it's not a flat matte finish. I mean, like, I think it looks great. Our next recommendation is coming from the beauty who inspired this video here, Amanda Z. I also got to meet Amanda on the Creators and Friends trip in Charleston. She was so kind, she was so sweet. And when I reached out to her and said like, hey, I want to borrow your video idea from several years ago, she was like on board. She said, yes, I can't wait to be a part of it. I can't wait to watch it. So I will have Amanda's original video down below because she is the one who got the idea to ask creators to send in clips. I think it makes the videos so much more fun. Amanda has great content over on her channel. Let's go ahead and see what bronzer recommendation she has for me.
Hello everyone and hi to Kelly. Okay, my name's Amanda, if you guys don't know me. I am so excited for this video, Kelly. I'm very excited that you are doing it, and I am also very excited to share my pick with you, which is the Gucci bronzer. The reason I really love this one is that it has a beautiful tone to it. First of all, I only put on like foundation, concealer, and the bronzer. The bronzer is the only color that I'm wearing on my skin, just so everyone could get like a real look at how it applies. I love it because it's slightly mattifying, which I wear a dewy base, so I like that it has a little bit more of a matte finish. I also really love how silky soft it is, and the color. This is the fairest color, and you see how it has a little bit of a red? I think that that's really pretty, especially going into the summer months. I just find that it gives me like a true bronzed effect. Like when I tan, I get a little bit of that red. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoy it the way that I do. And I hope that you guys enjoy the video.
So I do have the Gucci bronzer. Mine, however, is in the shade 2. Amanda mentioned that she had the Gucci bronzer in the shade 1, and I think that I could have totally used the shade 1. This was a gift from my friend Smags, and even though it's a deep dark bronzer, I am still able to use it. I'm going to use my BK 111 brush. I'm gonna tap in, and I'm going to press it right here on the outer part of my cheeks. One thing I appreciate, I do think there's a little bit of a scent. There is a little bit of like that floral Gucci scent if you're familiar with Gucci, but I like that it's not so heavily fragranced because some of their other products that I've tried are so heavily fragranced. You do have a light fragrance here, but it's not overboard. So I really appreciate that. You will see the shade 2 is a little bit dark for me, but I think that I'm able to make it work. It's gonna work well in the summer. The thing that's nice about this very luxurious bronzer is I feel like a little bit goes a long way. You know, I don't have to, like, I don't think I'm gonna hit pan anytime soon. I don't have to like swirl and try and pick up the product. I'm able to just tap in lightly, get what I need, and really build up the product without having to like dip in multiple times. I like a pigmented bronzer, so I don't mind the fact that shade 2 is a little bit deep for me. I really like pigmented blush and bronzer. That's what I'm into right now. I'm not really into like the light clean girl makeup that is all the rage. You know, everybody likes a light look. If you do and you have fair skin, definitely go with the shade 1 over 2. But this bronzer is so comfortable and smooth. I love that it's matte, but it's not, again, it's not a flat matte that's really going to make me look dull. Like, it's going to give me some depth and dimension. It's going to give me a little bit of like a contoured look and bronze up the face and make me look sun-kissed without making me look dead and dull like a vampire. Next up is blush, and for blush, I reached out to my friend Rachel Palmieri. I met her through like, I say met, I haven't met her in person. I met her on, or heard about her on the internet from my friends Heather and Angie, who are personal friends with Rachel as well, and they got to meet her in person. And I love Rachel's spunk and energy. She's fun to watch. You can tell she is passionate about makeup. You can tell she loves makeup. She gets really excited trying her makeup products, and she's just really fun to watch because of her energy. So let's go ahead and see the blush recommendation that she has for us today.
Hey Kelly, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this video. I really appreciate it. So my recommendation is the Natasha Denona My Mini Dream Glow Blush. This is also my mini dream because it is so beautiful. I love Natasha Denona's cheek products. I think they're just like that perfect pigmentation level where you can build them up to make them pigmented if you want, but they're easy to make sheer as well. It's not like clown cheeks right off the bat. If that's not what you're looking for, they're just blendable. The blushes are more of like a satin type of look, which I love. And I'm not a huge pink blush person. I do like pink blush, but it's not like my favorite tone. But these pinks are, I find, like a really pretty, like neutral mauve-y pink. They're not too white based, not too cool toned. So I feel like they work for a lot of people. I usually, when I use this, I mix the two blushes together and then I use the highlight on its own. But of course you can mix it all together as well. That's why it's in the same pan, of course. But then this highlighter, I love. It is so smooth, but it's blingy, okay? It's there. It wants to be seen, which I like sometimes. But it's not chunky or glittery, it's just ultra smooth. It is like a champagne with a slight pink undertone. I love how tiny this is. I love the packaging. I hope you love it as much as I do because it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
Okay, so I am apparently an amateur, and at some point my camera stopped filming, and I didn't realize. So I already have the blush on, but we'll just apply a little more. I do have the Natasha Denona Mini My Dream blush. I love the whole collection. I love the My Dream collection, but when she released this blush, I also knew that I wanted to pick it up and I wanted to try it. I love that it's so cute and compact. You technically get 3 products with 2 blushes and a highlighter, and it's $20. Like Rachel mentioned, you can mix all 3 together. I did not do that today. I just dipped into the 2 matte blushes because I have a highlighter. I'm using the F40 from Sigma, and what I did is I just tapped into the 2 shades and just kind of mixed them together. I love that this blush is so pigmented, but it's like the most beautiful, like neutral pink. It's not too warm, but it's not too cool, so I feel like it goes with every look, and I just love the way that it looks on my skin. I know that it is smaller, so it can be difficult to get some large brushes in there, but it also looks beautiful when you do mix the 3. I have been into a like blushing my nose moment, so let me know if you are also a nose blusher down below. I have been loving it, but Rachel, you picked a great one, so thank you for the recommendation. For highlighter, I reached out to the queen of uncooked chickens herself, Teresa from Teresa is Dead. I have followed Teresa for years, and I just think she is hilarious. I love that she is so like herself and just the one-liners. Anytime I watch a video of hers, I know that I'm gonna be cracking up. I just love her take on things. I love listening to her talk. She is so, so kind and so sweet, y'all. She does not have a clip for us today because when I reached out to her, she wanted to participate. She wanted to be a part of it, but if you follow her on social media, she has mentioned that she is going through some things, and I said, girl, that's okay. I still want your recommendation, and I am still going to share it. So she let me know that she loves the Rare Beauty highlighter. I have the shade Mesmerize here, and let me tell you, Teresa and I are on the same wavelength here. I love this highlighter. I've had it for several months at this point. I didn't get it when it was first new, but this highlighter, y'all, is not for the faint of heart, okay? I do have a little bit on this side of my face already because, like I said, I started filming and I did not realize that I was not recording because, you know, amateur, but we are going to apply it together on this side. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. We are going to have some glazed goodness here. Look at that. Look at that. It is so shiny, so vibrant. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But the best part about it is there are no chunks of glitter. There's no like specks of glitter. It is just like honest to goodness. So beautiful. It is going to be shiny and shimmery. It is going to make you stand out, and it is the most beautiful highlight. I have been loving this one. Again, not for the faint of heart, not if you're looking for a subtle highlight. This is for the other uncooked chickens who want to glaze and glow and look shiny and shimmery and fantastic. So thank you so much, Teresa, for participating. Thank you for this recommendation because, girl, it's amazing. We are going to end with lips. So before we move into lips, I want to move into eyes. And I reached out to Jen Love from Jen Loves Reviews. And y'all, I had the opportunity to meet her when I went to Charleston for Creators and Friends, and she is so amazing. I feel like everybody knows Jen in this space. She's been on YouTube for a while. She is like an OG. And when I tell you, she is just as amazing, if not more amazing in person than online. She's so humble. She's so kind. She's so easy to talk to. When I met her in Charleston, we got to sit together at a dinner, and the second she found out I was a teacher, she was like, oh my gosh, I was a teacher too. Like, let's talk shop. She was so welcoming, so kind, so caring. I love her to pieces. So let's go ahead and see what she has to recommend.
Hi Kelly, and hi to Kelly subscribers. If you do not know me, my name is Jen. My channel is called Jen Love. I do mostly makeup news and reviews and things like that. And this is my favorite eye primer. This is the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer, specifically in nude. The shimmery one is not nearly as good. And the reason why I love this so much is, well, let me rewind. I discovered this when I was doing a full review on Ulta branded products. And at the time, Ulta branded products were not seen as being very good. So I was in shock when I found out that this was, to me, a dupe for my beloved Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I have been using it ever since. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if this is the old packaging or the new packaging, but it's almost gone, so maybe I need a new one. Thank you so much, Kelly, for including me in this. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see everyone else's recommendations.
I have to say, I have not tried much from Ulta brand. Maybe I'm sleeping on it. Let me know down below if you have some Ulta brand favorites, but I am excited to try this out for the first time today. When I picked it up, it was on sale for $6. It says that it's originally $12, but when I'm looking online, it does say that they are still having a sale for $6. Jen said she likes the matte. There were a couple versions. She likes the matte, and y'all, I am all about a $6 primer because, again, I don't need a ton of them. A little bit is going to go a long way. I just need it to do its job. So here I have a little bit on my finger. I'm going to use the warmth of my finger to warm it up. I like that as I'm applying it, it's super smooth. It doesn't, like, it's not hard to, like, push around on my eye. It's definitely very soft and smooth, and there is a little bit of a tint to it, which I like. It's not a deep tint. It's not like MAC paint pot style, but I definitely struggle with dryness on my eyes too, and this feels like one that's not going to irritate it. I do like that it's covering up the veining. As it's sitting for a little bit, I am feeling a little bit of tap, which I always appreciate. I want it to go on smooth like it did, but then I need it to give me a little bit of tack because I want to know that it's really going to keep my eyeshadow on my eyes. For eyeshadow, I wanted to reach out to someone who really knows their stuff. Like, They're familiar with eyeshadow palettes. They have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and they can let me know what's good, what I need to try. And let me tell you, Kara from Beauty and the Frizz was who I thought of instantly when I was thinking of some eyeshadow palettes. I feel like she's not gonna steer me wrong. She is a fellow teacher of mine. I have been friends with her for several years, but I also got to meet her in person at the Creators and Friends holiday party, and I just love her. I just love having a teacher friend in the beauty space to like talk about school, talk about work, talk about mom life, talk about beauty and YouTube. So let's see what she has to recommend.
Hey, Kelly. Okay, so excuse my laundry, but you asked me for an eyeshadow palette that I really love. This palette was a shocker for me. It was the most pleasant surprise of 2023 out of all of the eyeshadow palettes that I bought. And it was really surprising because one thing about me is I didn't think I was really into cool tones like that. The Natasha Denona Xenon palette. I'm gonna pop up some looks that I did with this palette. I have a couple pictures, but this palette is amazing. I didn't think I was gonna be able to enjoy so many gray shades, these cool grays at that. One of the things that I really like about this palette is that you think, oh, this is just like black, white, and gray, but the shades, like, okay, let's talk about Ebb here. Ebb is like this beautiful blue. You see that? That is such a unique shade, this blue gray. I love this. And I could not see that from just looking at this palette straight on. Snowbow, this one appeared really pink in the promo. It's not. It's really kind of an icy, shimmery gray pink. I love this one too. So many. I think Sposh is the one that I love to use to smoke out. Her palettes all just, she takes risks with her palette color stories, and they have themes. And even when I don't necessarily like the color story, I can still see the vision. This one goes so well with all of my indie palettes, like my Adept palettes, my Unearthly palettes. This one is such a great compliment. I do hope that you are able to create some really cute looks with this palette.
I have to say, Natasha Denona has my favorite formula for eyeshadow palettes. I have several of her palettes. I love them so much, but I did not have the Xenon palette in my collection. When this released, I was like, you know what? It looks very monochromatic. I don't know that it's for me. And then Kara was like, I love this one. It's a favorite of mine. You need to try it out. And I'm like, okay. Say less. Say less. I'm going to try it out. I know that I love the Natasha Denona formula. I know that her formula is amazing. This palette is $69. Again, if you want to purchase it from the Natasha Denona website, I do have a discount code. You can save 15% off with the code KBella, but we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna give it a go. I want to see what Kara is talking about here. I think I'm going to start with this shade right here. I do like to set my primer. We're just gonna do like a quick little look together because I know that this is going to be a long video, but I just want to set, although I don't really feel like I necessarily need to set, like this primer is not creasing, but I'm going to set a little bit in the crease here, and this is a nice light shade, so I think I'm going to take it up to the brow bone also. Okay, then I think I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and this is my A503 BK Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy, and we are going to take this shade in Flurry and just run it through the crease. It's not too much darker from that Contrite shade that I just used, but it has a little bit of a different undertone, a more interesting undertone. I thought that it would be interesting just to kind of throw this through the crease, but now as I'm putting it on top of that Contrite shade, I'm not really seeing much happening here, which is interesting because as I'm looking at these shades, we have a lot of like these lighter shades with differing undertones, but then the deeper shades are like quite a bit deeper. I'm not really seeing a ton of mid-range shades, and I wanted to use this on the lid. So I guess I'll go into this shade right here. I'm gonna use the same brush and just put that through the crease because that's really like the only like mid-tone crease shade. Otherwise they're either very light or very dark. So we're just gonna blend this through the crease and see where that that gets us. Okay, I'm gonna take my BK207 and I'm going to go into this shade right here and put that on the outer corner, Sposh. Some of these names are interesting. And I just wanna put this right here on the outer corner to give some depth and dimension to the look. Okay, then I'm gonna take my Sigma pencil brush and go into that Snert shade again and just run that along the lower lash line, just so that I have a little bit of the same thing happening on the bottom that's happening on the top. I think this will be the only shade that I put down on the bottom of my lower lash line. Okay, I originally thought that we wanted to go in with Skift, but I think I am going to take this Snowbow shade, which is supposed to be the pink shade in the palette, and my BK203, and I'm gonna spray it with Fix Plus and apply that on the lid. So here is the lid shade. This one is pretty. It definitely doesn't look like a pink to me. It almost looks like there's a little bit of purple. Like it's giving me very shimmery, iridescent, but almost like purple vibes. I think this one would be pretty all over like the top of a deeper shade too. It looks like the base shade doesn't have a whole ton of pigment. It's more iridescent. But I think that was probably a good pick for these crease shades. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade right here on my finger and kind of pop that on the inner corner. We will finish up with some mascara. Okay, so here's the eye look using the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. I definitely don't hate it. I don't know if I'm sold on this color story yet or not. This is my first time trying it. I need to play with it some more. I know the looks that Kara showed us were absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I love the Natasha Denona formula, so only time will tell how we feel about that. We're gonna jump into lips, and for lips, I actually have 3 creators who shared some lip products with us, and the reason is when I started my journey to filming this video, I reached out to a handful of content creators and said, hey, I wanna film this video sharing YouTubers' favorites, like give me a list of your favorites, and I was just gonna pick and choose from there. Well, Kaki was one of the people that I reached out to, and she was the one who said, Amanda Z did this video a few years ago. I love the way that she did it. It was so cute. She had creators send in videos. She gave them a specific category, and I watched Amanda's video and I loved it. So thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Kaki, for the idea. Thank you, Amanda. So then I had to like rewind, and I was like, hey, can you film a video on this specific product? And I filled the gaps in that way. And then I reached out to more creators for categories that I was missing and asked them for a specific product. So I do have a gloss that I'm going to share with you because I have 3 content creators who shared different products, but then I'm also going to combine the 3. So first up for gloss is Sarah Rose. I got to meet Sarah Rose at the Creators and Friends holiday party in Vegas in December. She is so kind and so sweet, and I have been binge watching her channel lately and I love it. So let's see what she has to say for gloss.
Hi Kelly, thank you so much for including me in your video. So you asked me to share why I love the Lawless Forget the Filler lip glosses. Where to even start? So this is the best lip gloss formula I've ever tried. I am wearing the shade Cherry Vanilla on my lips right now over just like a little bit of a mauve lip liner. This is a very thick lip gloss formula and it's a little bit sticky, but you'll notice as I'm talking, I'm not getting the little strings between my lips at all. It doesn't get gloopy, and this is the first lip gloss that I've ever described as a long wearing lip gloss because the shine will last on my lips through eating and drinking. Like, it is a heavy duty lip gloss and it really does fill in the lines of my lips so that they look fuller and plumper. It's really the only plumping gloss I've tried that I feel like really plumps my lips. But it also doesn't hurt. It has just a little bit of that minty, cooling sort of tingle, but it doesn't hurt, doesn't burn. I just love these lip glosses so much. I cannot get enough of them, so I really hope you like them too.
I, like Sarah, am a Lawless Forget the Filler gloss lover. I have this little mini of the Forget the Filler gloss and I lost it. So I purchased a full size, which I also cannot find at the moment. And I had a girlfriend send me, this one is the lavender one. Lavender Sorbet, and then the Rosy Outlook. I love these glosses. I think they are so comfortable on, like they're so beautiful. They're nourishing. They fill in the lines that are on my lips, but they aren't like sticky. They don't sting. They're not irritating. There's almost like a little bit of a cooling sensation. I absolutely love them. So I think Sarah was right on the money with this recommendation. And here is a look at Lavender Sorbet on bare lips. There's no liner, there's no lipstick. They're glossy, they're juicy, they make my lips look plump. There's a little bit of a cooling sensation with no tingling, no irritation. It's stunning. I love it. I mean, honestly, I love it like this. Like I could stop here. Look is done. The next creator that I have is our lip liner recommendation. I reached out to Erica Tesla. I found her after she did a collab with Amanda Makeup Just for Fun. She is another channel that is newer to me. I've been binge watching. I know she recently went on the Creators and Friends trip to New Orleans. I'm so sad that I was not there to meet her, but let's see what she has to recommend.
Kelly, thank you so much for including me in your video. And you asked me what my favorite lip liner is, and at the moment, I am really loving the LYS Beauty Speak Love lip liner in the shade Soulful. I use this one all the time. It's such a great universal color. It's this really beautiful shade of brown that I think works beautifully with nude lipsticks. So I'm going to show you guys how I put this on along with the LYS Beauty lipstick in the shade Dreamer. Like, this is my favorite combo. So there's the lip liner, guys, and I am gonna go ahead and throw on the lipstick. This is one of my favorite nude shades. Love this combo. So again, Speak Love lip liner in Soulful in combination with the shade Dreamer from LYS Beauty. Oh my gosh, guys, it's like beautiful. And if you want to add like a little gloss or do something to zhuzh it up, you can do that. But I love this lip liner, and yeah, it's one of my favorites. So thanks again, Kelly, for including me in your video. Bye.
I have been wanting to try the LYS lip liners, so when Erica told me that she loved the shade Soulful, I was like, say less. Say less. I want to try it out. It's $15 at Sephora. It is a wooden pencil that you get to sharpen up. I love this deeper chocolatey shade. I don't have a ton of lip liners like this in my collection. I just applied it and it went on creamy. I wasn't tugging on the lips, but also it's not glossy and it feels like it's really gonna stick. So I am excited for this recommendation, but she also, when she was sharing her favorite lip liner, shared the lipstick that she likes to pair with it. And this is in the shade Dreamer. And so I was like, well, I kind of want to try that too. And the lipstick was only $20 at Sephora, and it's supposed to be like a moisture matte. So I was like, again, say less. I want to try out this combo. This is very thin, very tiny. Let's see how it goes on. Ooh, it's creamy. Definitely a very beautiful combination. It's going to give me that like deeper, rich nude shade. We have like a warm brown undertone. Very unique in my collection. Love a little ombre lip. So thank you so much, Erica, for this recommendation. In my journey for lip recommendations, I also reached out to my fellow ginger, Amy, from Amy Loves Makeup. I got to meet her again in Charleston last year, but I've been following her for years because many moons ago, I would reach out to people like in the beauty space and I was like, help me find some redheads to follow. Every time, without fail, people were like, Amy from Amy Loves Makeup. She is the indie makeup queen. She is so beautiful and kind and friendly. And I was like, Amy, tell me what a ginger like me needs for lip products. So let's see what she has to recommend.
Hi Kelly, I wanted to recommend a lip combo to you from a fellow very fair redhead. So I've been loving this. It's what I have on my lips right now, the Charlotte Tilbury Icon Baby Lip Liner. I know it's a little expensive, but I feel like it's worth it because the color is just such a perfect My Lips But Better nude, and I feel like it doesn't pull too cool, too warm. Just whatever I put around it, I think is beautiful. I also really like the Icon Baby lipstick, but I didn't want to recommend it to you because it is a little gritty and I think it's kind of funny on the lips and I don't think it would be everyone's taste. So I will line my entire lips with this and then go over that with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Opal. It's just a really beautiful, kind of like soft, pinky, sparkly shade. It doesn't really have that much color to it. I love it on its own, but with the lip liner, it's just like the perfect fair nude lip.
I love the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, like they are favorites. I have gone through Pillow Talk. My Iconic Nude is almost gone. Now Amy did recommend Icon Baby, and I don't have that one. These are $25 at Sephora, but I did recently pick up 90s Pink. So I'm going to use 90s Pink in the place of Icon Baby when we're doing Amy's recommendation. So this is definitely a very different pink than Amy recommended, because the Icon Baby is said to be a warm nude baby pink, and this is definitely a bright pink, but I had it, so I wanted to put that on. Now I do have the Icon Baby lipstick that Amy was talking about in her video that she didn't recommend because of the grittiness, but she likes it, so I have it. I thought I'd put it on, and I will say, when I'm applying this from the tube, I can feel the grittiness that Amy was talking about, but when I like press my lips together now, I don't feel any grittiness. Like there are glitters in there, there's glitters on my lips, there's glitters in the lipstick, but I don't feel like an uncomfortable grit, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna apply that, but Amy also talked about a lip gloss, and I have not tried the Maybelline lip glosses, y'all. So I went out and purchased this from Ulta. It is $10.99. I have heard people raving about this. I have not even tried it yet. I just broke the seal. This one is beautiful too because it has like little sparkles and shimmers in there. So it's gonna make it look even prettier. So not quite the exact recommendation that Amy gave us, but I am glad she told me about this gloss, because this gloss, I think it's gonna look like look how plump and juicy it is. Like this is almost giving me those Lawless Forget the Filler vibes, but at a much more affordable price. So now what I'm gonna do is use the recommendations from each of these ladies to create a custom look, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so for this trio lip combo, we went in with the Soulful Lip Liner from LYS, Erica's suggestion. Then I took my Icon Baby lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury. Even though Amy was referencing the lip liner, I have the lipstick, so I wanted to take the lipstick and put that on. And then I topped it with the Lawless Forget the Filler gloss. I used the shade Rosy Outlook and put that on top of my lips for this look here. Okay, so this is the finished look, a full face of your favorite YouTubers, favorite makeup products. I want to know what you think in the comments down below, and I would like to give a huge thank you and shout out to all of the content creators who participated in this, y'all. Like sometimes, honestly, sometimes I sit here and I think like, what am I doing on YouTube? Like, I'm a teacher from Texas. Like, what am I doing on YouTube talking about beauty and makeup? But then I think about the people in this space and the relationships that I've made and all of the friendships that I've made. And y'all, these women did not have to create videos for me. They did not have to share their favorites with me. And they all were so excited and did it with so much kindness and generosity. And like, then you have a beautiful video like this of all of your favorite YouTubers sharing their favorite products. And I'm like, this is why I'm in the beauty space. These women are all such a huge inspiration to me, every single one. I've followed them, I've watched them, I love them. They are so kind, they are so generous, they're hardworking, they're smart, they're beautiful, and like that's why I'm in the beauty space. All of you who comment on my videos, who watch my videos, like y'all are an inspiration to me. Y'all are a source of joy and kindness, and I just love this space that you and I have created here on the internet, and that's why I'm here. So like a third grade teacher from Houston, Texas can be on the internet and talk about makeup, and like it's okay, and this space is for all of us. And so I just love that. Thank you so much, Khaki, for sharing Amanda Z's original video. I will have that listed down below. I also did a similar style video a year ago if you want to check that out. But I'm just so honored that all of these amazing people have decided to be a part of this video with me, and I want to do another video in the future of like your favorites, like my subscribers' favorite products. So be thinking about that if you want to list some of your favorite products down below, because I think this would be fun to do with y'all. You don't have to be a content creator. I can do a full face of your favorites too, but I have a feeling this is a long one. If you enjoy videos like this, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you go. That way I can see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.